Hello everybody, it's me, Italian Gamer Joe, your favorite Italian streamer. Welcome to an Insomnia stream. Tonight we are playing lots of fun mystery and intrigue tonight. We're going to have a great time playing some good old Nancy Drew tonight. But before we get to that, hope you are all having a wonderful evening. Today is January 13th, 2022. The time is 11:45-ish p.m., so don't expect this to be a really long stream. This is going to be an Insomnia stream, so we're just going to like play for a little bit and then probably go to bed. Or at least I'm going to go to bed. Because here in Chicago, it's almost midnight. But Spot's like, hi, butt. Guava, how's it going? Mitra is here too, and she watched the new Scream film. Please don't spoil it, because I'm a big fan of Scream. Please do not spoil it for me. I am so excited to see it, and I can't wait to watch it. So please do not spoil the movie. But I'm glad you liked it, because I can't wait. But 14. Welcome on in, Rubber. No, I'm not Rubber. I read your name as Rubber Ducky. Welcome on in, Ducky Daring. Hope you're having a great night. I know, I want to see it so bad too. Thanks for giving the shout out to Mitra. She was last playing Detroit Become Human. But yeah, hope you're all having a great night. Tonight, I might as well just go ahead and reveal it. Tonight, we are playing part one of Nancy Drew, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. This is part one. We are starting the very first part of Nancy Drew, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. This is the 13th Nancy Drew game in the series, and it's a fan favorite. It's very popular in the Nancy Drew community. It's a very fun game. I think what makes it so good is that it has a very kooky cast of characters that are all fun to hang out with. It's a missing persons case, but it's also a treasure hunting case. So there's two mysteries in one that you're solving, and it all takes place on a train. So I'm really excited to play this tonight and to get the opportunity to share with you another awesome Nancy Drew title. This Nancy Drew game is more on the... how could I put this? It's not really as spooky as other Nancy Drew games, and it's not really as chill as other Nancy Drew games. This one definitely throws you into a mystery the moment you start the game. Like from the moment you start the game, it's throwing you right in. It's not like Nancy just falls upon a case. Like she is, like the mystery is ready and starting. So I'm really excited to start this one. This will be the new Nancy Drew game that we play, and this one came out before why am I saying Life is Strange? This one came out before White Wolf of Icicle Creek. So consider this one like the prequel to White Wolf, and the reason for that is because there's a suspect in this game named Tino Balducci. Tino Balducci shows up in White Wolf of Icicle Creek as a phone friend, and he helps Nancy solve the case in that one. In this one, you actually see him in the flesh. You see his character in the flesh, and it'll be exciting to get the opportunity to like talk to him and interrogate him. Pinindry, welcome on in. By the way, Pitt, I gave you a friend request on Fortnite, so Pitt, let me know when you want to play Fortnite together. I'm going to be adding Fortnite to my Twitch streams because apparently me getting victory at Royales is one of the highest rated viewed clips on Twitch. So I feel like it would be really fun to do some Fortnite streams with you, Pitt. So if you want to if we want to work our schedules out and get a Fortnite stream going, let me know. And for any of you viewing, if you like Fortnite too and you want to hang out with Italian Gamer Joe over here, feel free to install it. I play on Xbox, and the new season, as of recording this, the new season is the Spider-Man season. I can't wait to unlock Spider-Man. I'm like so excited. So yeah, Pitt, definitely. No Doubt, Big Trout, welcome on in. Can we get a shout out for No Doubt? No doubt to Big Trout. You can play with us too if you want. You're more than welcome to join us in Fortnite. And if you want to get your son in, just do it. Just it'll be a full squad. We'll go get that Victory Royale together. We'll protect you. Mitra says, "Oh, can I join in on the Fortnites?" Of course, Mitra. Join. Hang out with us. Do it. Yeah. Play Fortnite with us, please. Fortnite is so much fun, and it'd be nice to have a squad together. Or even like duos. I'm not sure when I'm gonna stream Fortnite. I could do Fortnite on weekends. I don't know yet. We'll see. I mean, Sea of Thieves is like a casual stream that I'm not really like throwing on YouTube or anything. So what I might do is I might do like a smash where it's like Sea of Thieves and Fortnite, or Fortnite then Sea of Thieves. So maybe I'll do something like that where it's like we do Fortnite first and then Sea of Thieves, or we do Sea of Thieves then Fortnite. I could do something like that. But we'll see. But tonight you came here for Nancy Drew, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, and that, my darlings, is what we're going to be playing tonight. We are going to be playing some good old Nancy Drew, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. So without further ado, let's jump in. The community nights are actually going to be what the dub, and I'm really excited for that too. We're going to do PC output. There we go. Oh, I'm so excited. You know what I'm going to do, though? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to chatting, and I'm going to pull up the Nancy Drew Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon trailer, because I think I always do that before I start a new Nancy Drew game. And I think it would be nice to get the chance to watch the trailer before you see the game. That way you can see what's going to happen before it happens. So let me go ahead and switch over to YouTube. And let's do that real quick. So this is the trailer for Nancy Drew, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. And it's okay, Guava. You can pay attention. It's fine. So just feel free to check out the trailer with me before we start the game.
E for everyone.
Okay. It's up to you as Nancy Drew.
It's up to you as Nancy Drew.
Oh, they did like the lower resolution.
Well, people, now that our little orientation tour is over, let's get started. Okay, I, again, am Laurie Gerard. Thank you
Quality
all
is, like,
for
so
coming.
bad.
John Gray. And Charlena Purcell.
Can't change anything about it.
And Tino Balducci. And then there's Frank and Joe Hardy. And you must be their friend, Natalie?
Nancy Drew?
Whatever. All right, I'll bet you're wondering where we're going. Well, we're going to Copper Gorge, Colorado, to solve the mystery of what happened to Jake Hurley. One day in 1903, this train, was found in a place called Blue Moon Canyon. Only the engineer was on board, and he was dead. As for Jake Hurley, he had disappeared from the face of the earth.
Silver. What do all those colors have to do with silver? Arguing about earlier today.
This music is a bop.
Do you really think that a moving train can be haunted? I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car. Who was the next person on the scene?
Dare to play.
I miss these trailers. Dare to play. God, the Nancy Drew trailers were like so fucking good back in the day. God, I remember watching that trailer like a million times growing up. Like I think I watched, like whenever a new Nancy Drew game would come out, I remember watching them. Thanks, Pitt. I remember watching the trailers like an ungodly number of times. I think I watched the Warnings at Waverly Academy trailer like a ridiculous number of times when it was in development. I think I probably made up for like 100 of those YouTube views back when Warnings Waverly Academy was coming out. Like, oh man.
Here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Laurie Gerard. Here I am at the railroad station along...
Okay, I think that should be good for the sound so you can hear it. Okay, let's go ahead and start a new game.
Welcome to my latest case.
Is that really loud? Is the game really loud? I can lower it a little bit.
Here I
It's
am
too
at the
loud.
railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where.
Okay, I think it's okay. All right.
Welcome to my latest case. Last train to Blue Moon
Lower the
Canyon.
voice a bit more? Okay, I can lower the voice a bit more.
Here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives
Is that okay?
about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Laurie Gerard. Here I am at
That's
the
better?
railroad
Okay.
station along with a handful of other
Okay.
Welcome to my latest Dear Hannah. Here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Laurie Gerard. That's the young woman who invited everyone. Actually, she didn't really invite me. She invited Frank and Joe Hardy, and they invited me. And I've always wanted to join forces with the Hardy Boys. I just hope this doesn't turn out to be another one of Laurie's silly attempts to grab publicity. Some people can be a little too rich and a little too famous for their own good.
Nancy getting sassy. I love
Wish me
it.
luck. Love, Nancy.
Some people can
Well,
get a little
people,
too rich and a little
now
too
that our
famous
little
for their own good.
orientation tour is over,
Damn.
let's get started. Okay, I, again, am Laurie Gerard, and the first thing I want to do is thank you all for coming. John Gray, I am so thrilled that you're taking time out
Right,
from that
exactly,
TV
Pitt.
show of yours to do some ghost hunting here with us. I mean, Ghost Chasers is like the best cable show ever. And Charlena Purcell, I cannot tell you how much I
was like,
adore
"What?"
those romance novels you write. Your characters just seem so real. And all that stuff you know about the Old West, you are just awesome. And Tino Balducci, only the most famous police
way,
detective
Tino
in the
is from
country.
Chicago.
And then there's Frank and Joe Hardy. They're amateur detectives. My dad and their dad are old friends. And you must be the other amateur detective, their friend? Natalie?
Right.
Nancy Drew.
Whatever. All
Whatever.
right. I'll bet you're
Whatever.
wondering where we're going. Well, we're going to Copper Gorge, Colorado. Why? To solve the mystery of what happened to Jake Hurley, the man who originally owned this train. Because, see, one day in 1903, his train,
Thanks,
this
Guava.
train, was found in a place called Blue Moon Canyon, which was out in the middle of the Nevada desert. Only the engineer was on board, and he was dead. As for Jake Hurley, he had disappeared from the face of the earth. Oh, and two more things. Before he disappeared, Jake was rumored to have found the richest gold mine in the world. And the train he owned, this train, his wife Camille died on it while they were going to the gold fields. It was rumored to be haunted.
She's gone.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
What the?
Hey, what's going on?
People should never go tampering with things they
Guava,
don't
the
understand.
Oh, brother. It's okay. Everybody just stay calm. No
Rolls
need
credits.
to panic. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Well, Nancy, you're up on all that social etiquette stuff. What are you supposed to do when your hostess vanishes into thin air?
I swear, Joe looked better, like,
If I don't seem concerned, it's because I'm
all
not.
those years ago.
Laurie Gerard is a young woman whose only goal in life is to be famous. She craves attention
to
and
be
habitually
famous.
uses her father's considerable wealth to get it.
Pindry redeemed Italian hands for Tony. For Tino, here's your Italian hands. Well, but that's how the beginning of the game starts. Laurie Gerard is the host, and she goes missing. So the first part of this mystery is to figure out what happened to Laurie and where did she go. Right now, we're talking to Charlena Purcell, and Charlena Purcell is from The Secret of Shadow Ranch. She wrote a book that Nancy uses to solve the case. And Charlena Purcell is basically like a famous like fiction author that writes like romance novels. Like basically she wrote like 50 Shades of Grey, but instead it's like 50 Shades of Cowboy. And Nancy knows her, but Charlena Purcell doesn't seem to remember Nancy. Like she remembers her, but kinda.
So you think her disappearing like that is just some kind of publicity stunt?
I just think she couldn't resist showing off in front of all of us minor celebrities. What was your name again?
Nancy Drew. You and I have actually met. Sort of. I called you not too long ago when I was at Shadow Ranch. You gave me some information about Dirk Valentine.
Ah, Nancy Drew.
You see, she says that, but watch.
You don't remember me, do you?
No.
No, I don't remember you. Well, I was surprised I recognized her. Oh yeah, because you were watching my Nancy Drew VODs. Charlena Purcell has the same vibes of J.K. Rowling. See, really? You think so? 50 Shades of Cowboy, I'm buying it.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley?
Psst, Nancy.
That's Joe Hardy,
Come
by
here.
the way. The Hardy Boys.
Excuse me for a second.
So this is how the game starts. We're basically in front of Charlena Purcell. I'm going to save the game for a second. That way, if the game crashes, we can, I embarrassed myself by asking if she remembered me. That's funny, Guava.
Is this Jake and his wife?
Yes. From what
Wow,
I've read,
Jake had a
Camille
big beard.
loved to sing and dance, even in death, apparently. Jake reportedly told people that after she died,
Neither one.
he would sometimes see strange glowing lights outside the windows at night, bobbing gracefully alongside the train as if dancing with it. He said he found the sight very comforting. I suspect normal people would have found it terrifying.
So this is Jake Hurley, and this was his train. And then he was married to Camille. But when Camille died, Jake claimed to see her ghost riding with the train. So this is what the game is about. Jake Hurley supposedly found a mine in Blue Moon Canyon, and the mine supposedly might have riches in it or something, and that's where the train is going. And Camille died apparently before he found the mine. So let's go ahead and look around and talk to the Hardy Boys.
Hey, Nance.
Where have you two been?
I followed Tino Balducci.
And I went after John Gray. He went straight to the room in the car that used to be Camille's and didn't come out again. I could hear all these weird noises coming from inside.
Oh my god. Frank is like, I went after John Gray, and I heard weird noises inside. Sexual noises. Makes me want a hot dog real bad. My Jennifer Coolidge is horrible. It's an attempt. I'm here for Frank. Fair. So Joe Hardy's on the left, and Frank Hardy's on the right. So Frank is the guy with the blue shirt, and Joe is the guy with the white jacket-ish, the whitish jacket, the cream jacket. Anyway, they both look fine. And here's Nancy dating Ned, who doesn't appear in any Nancy Drew games. I'm convinced that Ned is like this football player, jock build. I feel like maybe that's why Her Interactive hasn't showed us Ned yet, because he's too good looking. He's too good looking for the games. They don't want to ruin him.
Any idea what he was doing?
I was just about to go
Join
in,
the
but
Frank
the next thing
Hardy
I know,
fan club.
Joe's got my arm in a vice grip and is dragging me back here, babbling about how Balducci's our guy.
He found something on the floor right where Laurie was standing when the train went dark. I saw him pick it up and put it in his pocket. Then he left.
So apparently Tino Balducci picked something up and put it in his pocket when the train went dark, and then he left.
Did you see what it was?
When I tried to talk to him, he just kind of brushed me aside and said something snotty like, "I'm on the job here, Junior, so just go back to the playground and stay out of the way." In case you two hadn't noticed, we're not getting a lot of respect around here. Can't we at least tell Balducci that we do stuff for ATAC?
You know the rules.
ATAC?
Joe or
American
Frank.
Teens Against Crime.
If I was
we do a lot of
Nancy-
undercover work for them.
Okay, back in the day it was Joe, but nowadays it's
Joe,
Frank.
let it go.
Kind of prefer Frank
What'd
nowadays.
Charlena have to say?
She thinks Laurie is faking this whole disappearance thing.
She's not the only one.
How can you say that? You heard Laurie scream.
Anybody can scream, Joe. Especially girls whose fathers have given them acting lessons along with everything
jeez.
else they've ever wanted.
What about you, Nancy? What do you think?
Oh shit. I agree with Frank.
I kind of agree with Frank.
You've got to be kidding.
That doesn't actually do anything to the storyline. It's just like a funny, little thing that you can do, but doesn't actually do anything.
Do you think maybe one of Laurie's other guests is in on her disappearance?
It's certainly possible.
From the way she talked, it didn't sound like she knew any of them.
Maybe that's what she wanted us to think.
Or maybe that's what one of them wanted her to think.
Well, whether
Joe
Laurie
will remember
disappeared
this,
by
exactly,
force or
Pitt.
by choice, what we've got to do now is find her.
Absolutely.
Has anyone talked to the engineer?
Not that I know of.
Joe
Then I'm
will
going to head up
remember
front and
this.
tell him what's happened. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Good idea. In the meantime, we'll take another look around in here.
Great. Catch you later.
So the engineer is one of the characters in this game, and the engineer...
Pretty. Looks like some kind of gemstone.
So remember that the chandelier has a gemstone on it. The engineer is a character in this game, but like they're like a phone friend basically. So this is like the kitchen area of the train. Let's go ahead and talk to the engineer.
Engineer, what do you want?
Hello, I'm one of the passengers.
A phone
and I
foe.
just thought you should know that Lori
Guava.
Gerard has disappeared.
So?
The engineer's like, so what?
I just thought you might want to call the police or something.
Hey, all I know is I take orders from Miss Gerard, okay? Right now my orders are to get this train to Copper Gorge non-stop. And until Miss Gerard tells me otherwise, that's what I'm gonna do.
But Lori may not even be on the train anymore.
Look, Miss Gerard may not be a rocket scientist or anything, but even she knows better than to jump off a moving train.
But...
Now, if you'll excuse me, I got me a train to run.
So it looks like the train engineer is not having it. He is not having it. Why can't I press the menu button? That's weird. My menu button is glitched. That is so weird. Has this ever happened to anyone before? Like, is your menu button glitched? That is so weird. This has never happened to me. Flippy fins. You know what though? I'm actually really concerned. Oh, now it's working. Now it's working. It like scared me for a
Here
second.
I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for...
I was like, wait a minute. Something's not right. It's working now. So I was like, wait, how am I gonna save?
It looks like there's something behind this painting, but I can't seem to move it.
The fish saved the menu. I guess it did.
Sadie Crawford.
So these are items that you're going to have to remember. The picture frame not being able to move, the children's shoes that you see, like those are all little things you have to remember because you're going to have to come back for them later. Let's continue interrogating Charlena.
Yes?
What are you working on?
I'm writing my next book. I'm on a deadline, so until I write those two most wonderful of all three-letter words, the end. Everywhere I go, my laptop goes, and every chance I get, I write.
Her laptop looks like one of those like laptops that like flip all the way around, like one of those like QuickBooks. Charlena Purcell in the modern age.
Why do you think Lori invited you on this trip?
Nancy being
No
sassy.
doubt because I'm such
Why
an
are you
authority on
here?
life in the Old West, and because I'm so good at using old information to unearth new information. My knack for research is, well, it's a gift.
It's a gift.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley?
Her laptop
you know,
doubles
the
as a
man
defense
who
weapon.
originally owned this train?
Wealthy, imaginative, adventurous, stubborn, egocentric, and most importantly, he was smitten at the age of 35 by a young French woman named Camille Voulet, who died about a year after they were married.
Wow, do you hear that? So apparently, Jake Rogers was 35 when he met Camille Voulet, and they got married. And then shortly after, a year only after they got married, Camille died. His wife, Jake Rogers' wife, Camille, died, which is pretty tragic. That's horrible. Thick Thighs, welcome on in, and thank you so much for the lurk. Hope you have a great night. And thanks for giving the shout out to Thick Thighs. They were last playing Outer Wilds, which is pretty fucking awesome. I want to play that game soon. That's on my stream schedule. Hi Barco Polo, thanks for coming on in. Welcome to another Nancy Drew stream.
When did he buy this train?
Sometime in the 1870s, he decided to seek his fortune out west, so he had this train custom built so that he, and some years later his wife, could traverse the mountains and plains in relative comfort.
So he built the train before he got married to Camille. So the train for him was like a passion project, and then the train got finished, and then that's when he married his wife, and then they did the train together, and then she died.
Where did he meet Camille?
I don't know that. The circumstances surrounding her passing are a bit of a mystery, too.
Ooh.
All anyone knows for sure is that years after Camille's death, he showed up in Denver with a pouch full of gold nuggets and semi-precious stones, which he used to purchase mining supplies. He refused to say how he'd come by them, which of course led to speculation that he had found a fantastically rich vein somewhere, although to this day, its existence remains unsubstantiated and its location quite unknown.
Well, I'll let you go.
All right, then.
And she's like, why are you here? Well, I'll let you go. So basically, Jake came back, and he had gold, and he had some really colorful gemstones. And we actually have one of the gemstones that we noticed from the chandelier. So is it possible that the gemstones are part of the train? We'll have to find out. So in this game, there's multiple train cars that you can go into, and each train car...
Another gemstone.
So check out another gemstone. So as we learned from Charlena, that could be one of Jake's gemstones that he found. So right now
This must have been the sleeping car.
So right now we're in the sleeping car, but unfortunately you can't go into any of the bedrooms. That actually was a critique about this specific train car. You could never go into any of these bedrooms, and I wonder why. I wonder why they did that.
I need 4 numbers to unlock this, and there's, what, 10,000 possible combinations? Guessing could take me a while.
So Nancy needs to figure out what the number sequence is for this, which we don't know yet. So we'll have to figure that out later. A Tale of Two Dolls. Ill-tempered Edna could not get her way. She couldn't get Alice to come out and play. I can't. I'm too tired, is what Alice said. I just want to go straight back to bed. Edna angrily tried to make herself heard, but all that came out was a 2-part word. Why, I'm not your mother, yawning Alice replied, till Edna the Terrible finally gave up and cried. Honestly, I hope that... I was expecting it to say died, but I'm glad that they went with cried. It's a pretty sad poem. Let's see. What else can we do here? Yeah, I wish they would be able to, like, show us the bedrooms, but I guess we can't. Game Pass. I love that I got the gems and was like, watched Steven Universe. Now I know about all these 1-2 word, 1-2 butt word. Wrong word to replace, but it's okay. So this puzzle is a pretty easy one. Well, it's not, I mean, it's not easy, but it's a jigsaw puzzle and one of the early puzzles in the game that you can solve pretty quickly if you're quick at puzzle solving with these. Because there's only so many combinations you can do with this. I think we almost got it. Maybe. I accidentally hit reset on this the first... Oh, Guava, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, we're almost there with this jigsaw puzzle. This one's wrong. That looks right. That looks wrong. Huh. There should be a green leaf with this one, because the green leaf was connecting this, so that's wrong. That looks right, but then this looks... That looks right. That doesn't look right to me. But then that does not right either. Because we have to match it. This one's wrong, this one's right, middle left. I know, right? Okay. So this looks like it connects well. That's good. This doesn't look right to me. That looks right. This one's definitely wrong. I know that one's wrong. That seems more right to me. This one's not right. Actually, the middle doesn't seem right either. That seems more accurate to me. The bottom is the one that doesn't have the... Yeah. I got it. I got it. The big green butt. The big green one is bottom.
Left pickaxe and lamp with buell for safekeeping. To open what's closed, lead is the key.
Clap.
Or is it lead is the key?
Thanks, everyone. Left pickaxe and lamp with buell for safekeeping. Wait. left pickaxe and lamp with Buell. So whoever wrote this note left a pickaxe and a lamp with someone named Buell. To open what's closed, lead is the key. Okay. So we found a hidden message, but we don't know what it means. All we know is that lead is the key. So we solved our first puzzle. Let's go ahead and make our way to the next train car since there's not much else we can do here. So this train car is pretty constricted. It's only one hallway, but you'll see in a second why that's the case. Also, is there anything we missed? I don't think there is. Okay, yeah, there isn't. So if you go in here...
Hey, come on over here. Hi, you're that Nancy person. How you doing? John Gray.
So this is John Gray, and John Gray basically, like... If he basically has his own TV show called, like... It's like Ghost Hunters. Like, imagine Phasmophobia as a TV show. That's basically what he does for a living.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I've seen your TV show.
That Nancy
Then
person.
I don't have to explain what I'm doing.
Yeah, you do.
Right now I'm taking time-lapse electromagnetic readings and recording background noise. This was Camille's private car. If she had something to do with Lori's disappearance,
Guava.
analyzing these readings may give me a clue as to Lori's whereabouts.
So he's doing electromagnetic readings in Camille's private car. So this was Camille's car only. Imagine that. Imagine your husband dedicating an entire train car just for you. God, Jake Rogers. He gave an entire train car to his wife. Let's see. It's so harrowing walking between cars. It is scary. It is pretty scary.
Are you saying that Camille's ghost kidnapped Lori?
What to most people
Who
are
used it for a
ghosts
year,
are actually
yeah.
temporary distortions in local electromagnetic fields caused by the presence of residual psychic energy generated by the person or persons who frequented that particular locale. That's my working theory, at least.
And don't forget, like, that, this was the 1800s, so she died, like, in the 1800s. So, at least I think that was the case. So I'm guessing that she must have died of... We don't know what she died of. We just know that she died.
That's very interesting.
It's all very scientific. But the fact is, Lori's missing, and I, for one, am doing everything in my power to find her. The vibes I'm getting make me think she could be in serious trouble.
Interesting.
You don't think Tino Balducci will be able to track her down?
Oh my God.
I doubt it. In fact, I kind of feel sorry for the guy. After catching those bank robbers, he can't just be a good cop anymore. He's got to be a great cop. Tough to perform under that kind of pressure.
Yeah, you're right. We're the only one, Guavo, that walks around. Everyone else kind of just does their own thing. Lori goes missing, and everyone in this game is like, weh, whatever.
What's your opinion of Charlena Purcell?
Charlena Purcell writes romance novels. End of comment.
Is Lori a friend of yours?
First time I met her was when I boarded this train with all the rest of you. I knew her by reputation, of course, like everyone else who reads the tabloids. It doesn't appear that anyone aboard this train is her friend.
Guavo, I like how you're like, oh no. Sits down.
Maybe she planned it that way.
You mean so we'd concentrate all our efforts on finding Jake Hurley? Possible, although she really doesn't strike me as being the planning type.
I'll let you get back to work.
Pleasure talking to you.
So he's convinced that Lori Gerard got kidnapped by Camille's ghost, and he has all this like ghost equipment that's just sitting around over here. You mean like he has like all this electromagnetic equipment? This is basically Phasmophobia in Nancy Drew, and John Gray is convinced that Nancy that Lori got kidnapped. A coin with the number 7 on it.
The Little Book of Samplers.
So we're not gonna read this yet, but basically we will need this soon though. This basically has it's basically about, or you know what, let's just do it real quick. Surely there is no greater joy for the 19th century woman, young or old, than to bring a piece of linen to life with needlepoint, requiring only needle, thread, care, and imagination. The word sampler comes from the Latin word exemplum, which means example. that which serves as a model. The best samplers not only allow their creators to recall what particular embroidery stitches look like when they execute it properly, but also demonstrate to the world their mastery of an important womanly skill. Indeed, many a gentleman's head has been turned, and many a marriage fortified by a well-crafted sampler. You listening, ladies? Get your samplers ready for your man. Just go on Tinder, download Tinder, and just, you know what, instead of putting that Starbucks Target selfie, put that sampler that you just made for your man. Indeed, many a gentleman's head has been turned, and many a marriage fortified by a well-crafted sampler. It is acceptable in these modern times for samplers to take many forms. One classic is the long and narrow band sampler, which features bands of flowery border designs as well as rows of numbers and the alphabet. Another classic is the spot sampler, a delightful display of randomly placed images or motifs. Most motifs are naturalistic objects that have special meanings in the language of samplers. Here is a list of common motifs and their meanings. Oh wow. Ooh, make sampler full of butts, right? So if you're on Tinder and you're scrolling and you see it's a sampler that has a squirrel on it, then be careful. Or if you see a sampler with any of these, then take a picture. Because you know what? You'll know. You'll know. Oh, man. Nowadays, most samplers are colorful variations on the two classic styles and are largely decorative in nature. Houses, schools, churches take center stage in some. In others, mottos, verses, and important dates are featured. There is an alarming trend among some sampler makers to only use one stitch, the simple and rather plain cross stitch. It behooves these women to remember that nothing catches the eye like variety, nor holds the heart like a multi-talented seamstress. The new trend on Tinder, people making samplers. Oh man, Tinder is now samplers. This is a game you can play.
This looks like some sort of game.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we lost
Oops.
already. Okay, we have to try it again. Okay, let's try it again. Sampler, right, Pit? Oh my gosh. When Her Interactive was advertising this Nancy Drew game, they did a mini game on their website that was like a web game that you could play, and it was trying to get the high score from playing this. Oh my god. The game is glitching. Okay. Okay, come on. And it goes faster. Okay.
I did it!
Yay, we did it. Okay.
Wonder what's in here.
What do we get? Camptown Races. Oh, it's piano sheet music. Sweet. I play piano in real life, so that should be easy to solve.
Teddy Eberhardt.
Marco Polo drool. Your quills must be loud and crowded or you'll never get married. Right, Guava? I keep thinking of the appetizer sampler from Applebee's. It's so cool. Joe, piano? I know, right? I'll do a piano stream one day. I gotta learn some new music, though, before I do it. I was thinking of learning the Nancy Drew theme and then playing it on stream. Okay, let's get the music. Oh, shit, that was loud.
Don't do that, please! Those microphones I set up over there are very sensitive. Just about took out my eardrums.
Pit and Drea, I've been playing piano since...
You can play that thing when I'm done. I'll let you know when that is, all right?
Okay.
I've been playing since about 3rd grade, so I'm 27, and I probably, like, the last, 15 years. Learn with us. That's so cool that you can play. I don't want to get married, so I have to work. My work come out for me. Aw, Mira. That's incredible.
Thomasina O'Neill.
If you want, I can start a piano club in my Discord. If you want, I can do like a piano club or something.
Looks like Camille was teaching herself how to play the piano. It's locked.
So this is a puzzle right here, but I don't think we can access the puzzle yet. Not yet, at least. I'm gonna save just in case, because I don't want to have this game crash on me. But yeah.
I wonder what's under here, and what the deal is with those weird-looking bolts.
So we're gonna need a specific screwdriver to open this, so we don't have
Looks
that
like
yet.
some kind of sewing sampler. I wonder if there's a relationship between those symbols and those numbers.
So we're gonna need to know this soon. And these are the same sampler patterns from the book. But one thing you need to remember is this doll picture here of Awful Ursula. You need to remember that. So We can go ahead and leave this train car. Ooh, my phone's ringing.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's me.
Hi, Bess.
And me.
Hey, George, what's up?
What's up? You're the one who's on the train with a bunch of famous people. You tell us. This is torture, Nancy. I'm dying of curiosity here. Bess, just calm down. Oh, like you're not just as curious as I am. She's the one who insisted we call you.
I love Nancy's phone,
Only
by the way.
because you're driving me crazy. I'm supposed to be helping her paint her room, but every other brushstroke, she's like, where do you think she is now? How do you think the Hardy Boys are doing? Why do you think she hasn't called?
So this is Bess and George, and they're Nancy's best friends.
Oh, George, that is so not true. I could care less what Laurie Gerard is wearing. So come on, Nancy. You're on a train full of famous people bound for who knows where. So dish already, would ya? Bess, calm down. Look what you did. You got paint in my hair. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
You know, actually, that looks kind of cool. Nice try, Bess. No, really. You're just saying that because you're afraid I'll bail and you'll wind up having to paint this dump all by yourself. George, I kid you not. You should seriously think about doing some major
Oh my
highlights
god, George.
in that color.
Bess got...
What color is
Oh
it?
no.
Adobe beige.
Nice try, Bess.
Adobe beige.
What's going on, Nan?
Oh man, these two need a spin-off sitcom. They really do. They do. So for those who don't know, Bess and George are Nancy's best friends, and Bess is like the happy-go-lucky, like perky, like she's just like, you know, like she's very like comedic and like funny and like she's cute. And then George is more of like the tomboy. She's like the inventor. She's like an engineer. She's very like she would be like the STEM character. Like George is very like mechanical. You didn't flinch. She's so she's irritating. Oh my god. Bess and George are cousins. Yeah, exactly. Meetra's right. They're cousins.
Our hostess has disappeared.
What do you mean, disappeared?
I mean, the train went into a tunnel, everything went dark, and when the train came out of the tunnel, no Laurie. She just disappeared.
Publicity stunt.
Oh my god, they're all like publicity stunt. It was a stunt. She's totally not dead. You know how crazy would it be though if Laurie Gerard ended up dead and all these characters are like, and then they all sit down and go back to their stuff and they're like, well, you know what, if Laurie's dead, we're just gonna have to figure out the treasure ourselves. Oh man.
My thoughts exactly.
Remember the time she was allegedly kidnapped from her Vegas hotel room? Yeah, the guy across the hall just happened to have a camera and got it all on tape. It made the evening news in practically every city in the country. And then there was her daring escape the next morning. Only it turns out she faked the whole thing. Of course, she claims her ex-boyfriend faked it to get back at her. She thought she was really being kidnapped. Like anybody believes that.
Sounds to me like somebody has been spending a lot of time reading the tabloids.
George has. Very funny. So what else is going on?
So Laurie Gerard, this isn't the first time she's done this. She actually faked a kidnapping with her ex-boyfriend.
Before she disappeared, Laurie told us that the purpose of this train trip is to find out what happened to Jake Hurley, the train's original owner.
Was he murdered or something?
No one knows. He was married to a woman named Camille, but she died, and he eventually vanished while mining for gold. His train was found abandoned in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada, with no one on board but his dead engineer.
Whoa, spooky. Have any theories?
My first order of business is to find out what happened to Laurie.
So first Hurley's wife dies, then Hurley vanishes, then the engineer dies, then Laurie vanishes. A pattern, maybe? Bess, do us all a favor and leave the detective work to Nancy, okay?
Wait, it's not Jake Roger? Really? Oh yeah, Hurley. Wait, then where did I get Roger from? I could have sworn Laurie Gerard said Jake Rogers. Is like... wow, did I really say Jake? I'm sorry, so it's Jake Hurley. Sorry about that, thank you for correcting me.
Has either of you been to Copper Gorge, Colorado?
Never heard of the place. Why?
Well, that's where the train I'm on is headed. Apparently Jake Hurley buried his wife Camille there after she died on the train.
She died on the train?
The first game.
Oh,
yeah, there is too many Jakes. There is way too many Jakes. So, George said she died on the train, so Camille did die on the train. Oh, wow. It says here that Camille died on the train, and then Jake buried her at Copper Gorge. So Jake buried his wife at Copper Gorge. That's crazy.
Jake used to see strange lights at night bobbing alongside the train and thought it was Camille dancing.
Super creepy. Yeah, I just got goosebumps. Which is hard when you're practically covered in paint.
Catch you later.
Okay. Well, George, back to work.
I always feel bad for like Bess and George. Oh, this game had a camera? Oh my god. You can take a camera, you can take pictures in this game. And you can send them to people? Picture has been sent. Oh my god. I just sent a picture to Bess, and she's probably gonna be like, why did you send me this hole? Why did you send me this hole? Right, it is a small space. Oh my god. I wonder what Bess is gonna send me back. So, where are we now?
Eliza Sandberger.
Camille called this one Eliza Sandberger. Received of Jake Hurley for the price of $3. $3? Oh yeah, this was back when $3 was a lot of money. And 73 cents. One Krollmeister doll with decorative red ribbon on the 16th day of June, 1880. So 1880. Jake purchased a doll for Camille, and it named her Eliza Sandberger. This will need to be remembered, by the way. Meat Res Redemption of Hydrate is brought to you by Ice Mountain Water. I know, right? I'm sending whole pics to Bess.
Hey, Nancy, right?
Everyone's so rude in this game. They're just like, hey, get over here. Hey. Tino's like the Italian Chicago guy. Bitch, I am from Chicago. Yeah, Guava, you have to remember that.
That's right, Nancy Drew.
Amateur detective, huh? Ever thought about becoming a real detective?
I know, we
like
need Tina
me?
in here. We need Tina. So Tino Balducci is from Nancy Drew, the White Wolf of Icicle Creek. And he's a phone friend. And this is him in the flesh.
You mean become a police detective? No, I never have.
It's a great job, you know. I love it. You, heard about those bank robberies I solved, right?
Tell me about them.
Baffling case. Two-man team at 17 banks in 3 states in 5 days. FBI had no idea who the perps were. But after forcing their vehicle to a stop, confronting them, despite the fact that they were armed and giving chase, I single-handedly made the collar.
So apparently he stopped 2 men that were robbing banks around 17, and Tino claims that he supposedly stopped them. Nancy can say one of 2 things. I heard all they had was a plastic knife from a carry-out chicken place. I heard they stopped because you accidentally rear-ended them. These are both, like, really shitty responses, and they're just so funny. I heard all they had was a plastic knife from Popeyes. Oh my god. I like that one.
I heard all they had was a plastic knife from a carry-out chicken place.
You heard wrong.
And
You see,
Tino
Nancy,
doesn't say anything.
When somebody does something really remarkable in this country, the first thing everybody else does is try to tear him
Silence.
down. Reporters,
Oh my God.
late-night comedians, even some of my fellow officers, all have been spreading vicious lies about me. Why? Because they've never done anything remarkable in their sorry little lives, and they're jealous. Anyway, you should look around in here. Lots of interesting stuff. This was Jake's private car, you know.
Oh my god, I like how he got silent for a second. He was like, they're wrong. They are so wrong. Guav was like, Tino sitting down, not doing anything makes sense, though.
So, what do you think happened to Lori?
Well, she could have been kidnapped. She could have been tossed off the train. She could be hiding from us. But I obviously won't know which until I've gathered all the facts.
And so he could just go sassy on his ass and be like, yeah, when?
When do you think that will be?
I'll know the facts when I know the facts. The truth can't be rushed, you know.
Really? Guava, I'll have to go back and watch that.
I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an old coin, but it turned out to be some kind of slug.
So we're following up with the Hardy Boys. They mentioned that Tino found something on the floor, and we're basically following up on the Hardy Boys' what they told us from what Tino found. Marco Polo said he's kind of hot in a sort of useless kind of way. Yeah, Tino definitely is hot. I mean, he's Italian. He's from Chicago. He's a detective. He's got a slightly hairy chest down there. I mean, come on. What's not to like about him?
Do you think it had anything to do with Laurie's disappearance?
Nah. Probably been lying there for 100 years. May have served a purpose back then, but now, worthless.
May I see it?
Sure. In fact, here, keep it. Wear it around your neck or something. That way, when people ask you where you got it, you can tell them Tino Balducci gave it to you.
Tino Balducci.
The Tino Balducci.
Oh, thank you.
What else can I do
my
for
God.
you?
Pinadri says, are you talking about Tino or yourself? Why not both? Perché non los dos?
Have you had a chance to talk to Charlena Purcell?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
Nancy's like, what, you don't like the bitch?
You don't like her?
I can't stand those sappy books she writes.
Oh,
and
God.
seeing as I said as much during an interview on national TV once, it's a pretty safe bet she doesn't like me.
Damn.
Have you talked to John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I talked to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
You've been a big help.
Helping people is what I'm all about.
Oh my God, that's what Tina Balducci has on her channel. That voice for oh my God, that's so funny.
Wonder what Jake used this for.
He's like a big walking red flag. Oh, oh. I think it's cute.
Another gemstone.
So this is another gemstone that we have to keep remembering. An interview on national TV. So like 10 minutes after the arrest was made. Right. Okay, let's see.
Looks like an old-fashioned cigar box. Wonder why it's locked. And what does AG mean?
So AG, I believe, is the symbol for gold, but I could be wrong. AG is the symbol for silver. It's the symbol for silver. Why have Tino when Joe is clearly the superior Italian from Chicago? Thank you. AG is a gay. Oh my God. So it's silver. We need to wait because I don't remember like specifically. Camille with Hager Anderson and Chantilly Hildegard. So this is something you need to remember as well. 2 more dolls. Gemstones and how to identify them. This is something you also have to remember which gemstone is what. So keep that in mind as well. I'll be the expert witness. Oh, I am here for the chemistry. Yeah, it's later as I eventually found out. While we are simping for Joe, can we take a moment to appreciate how cute his hoodie is? Aw, this is Walmart realness. Found it at Walmart. I don't know if they still have the brand anymore, but I think it's a George brand.
JH. For Jake Hurley, obviously. Must be Jake's insignia.
But thank you. Let's see. We're gonna have to do this later. I don't think there's anything else in this room specifically.
Another gemstone.
Another gemstone is right there. That we have to remember as well. What's that leaping lizard? It's something you'll see later on, Guava. It's not required
An old
yet.
scale. Strange. It seems to be built into the wall. Those symbols look like the ones I saw in that sampler.
So all we have right now is 7 and 3. And if you look here,
it's locked.
You see the owl and the cherry. So in order to open this door, we need to have the owl and the cherry both turned on. If you just like kind of mess around with it, you might be able to solve it. Like the cherry is turned on, for example, but we also need the owl turned on. So the owl turned on. But you need the cherry turned on too. Oh, which we opened. So you subtract numbers on this side, and then I guess we were able to get what we needed for that. Yeah, you can also just do it randomly and it'll work. That's another thing you can do too. Like you can kind of just like fuck with it until it works. So as you can see here, we were able to get it. And as you can see here, this is another room that we can access. Very mysterious room. As you can see here, we don't have the handle
Those look like steam pipes.
And there's steam pipes in here. In the first Scream movie, were Stu and Billy a couple or just... Oh my gosh. I don't know. So we're going to need to put something here, but we don't have what we need yet. So unfortunately, we have to wait to do anything with it.
If those are candle holders, they are very strange.
And Nancy right now thinks they're candle holders, but they're not. You'll see what they are eventually when we get to that point. Another slug, which we're going to need. Because the slug puzzle is not completely done yet.
Silver. What do
Here
all
we go.
those colors have to do with silver?
So this is what we need. It's the solution to the puzzle in Jake Hurley's car. So we're going to have to use that and go back to it. Stuffy, their ship name. The only right answer is friends with benefits. Oh my gosh. Rivals with benefits. That's so funny. I don't think there's anything else we can interact with in that drawer. This is a false drawer.
Looks
yeah.
like to make this thing, whatever it is, I'm going to need a spyglass, a pickaxe, and a lamp. Citrine, amethyst, zircon, those are all gemstones, I think.
So basically what we need to do is we need the axe for the handle. And then from the side view, we need citrine, amethyst, zircon, peridot, tiger's eye, and tourmaline. And then it says thirsty nose. I don't know what thirsty nose means, but it basically is the sequence of what order the gemstones need to be in. And then we also need a spyglass and a map. So this is basically like the game's like grand puzzle. So like in the early days of the Nancy Drew games, this one and Curse of Blackmore Manor specifically had something called like big boss battle puzzles that I call them. And earlier Nancy Drew games kind of did that, where they had like smaller puzzles that all connected to one like boss puzzle. And I always loved that in the early Nancy Drew games because like you kind of felt the build up as you were slowly continuing to solve this grander puzzle. And newer Nancy Drew games don't really do that as much, or Midnight in Salem didn't do that, and I'm disappointed that it didn't. But this is what makes this one so cool, is that you really do feel like you're getting what you need to solve this like ultimate puzzle. It's 27 degrees. I am the thirstiest. Oh wait, we had some hydration redemptions. Some of these hydration redemptions are brought to you by Ice Mountain Water. Thank you very much. So what you need to remember with this note is I accidentally knocked over one of Camille calls Naughty Tina Balducci, and fractured its skull. So basically, like that's something you need to remember. You know when you drink water and start coughing like a madman? Thank you, Bloodspot. Alright, that was the last drawer. As you can see
what's
here...
supposed to go here.
So the map is supposed to go here, but we don't have the map yet. And then,
Looks like I need to enter 8 letters into this thing. The question is, which 8 letters?
Yeah, we don't know which letters yet. So we'll have to come back for that one. So we can't get in this door yet because it's a sequence puzzle and it's random each time. So you have to kind of just like it's trial and error. Oh my gosh. 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 7, 3, 5, 2, 7, 1, 3, 5, 2, 7, 3, 5, 2, 7, 8, 3, 5, 2, 7, 4, 1, 3, 5, 2, 7, 4, 1, 9, 3, 5, 2, 7, 4, 1, 8, 3, 5, 2, 7, 1, 6. Oh my gosh, 3, 5, 2, 7, 4, 1, 6, 8, 9. We did it. We did it. Also, sorry, Player Michaelis, I didn't see your message till now. The perfect time for some Joe and Nancy content. Player Michaelis, when will my love of Carlos come back to Resident Evil? Capcom never used Carlos again after the events of Resident Evil 3, tragically. I know, and he's so fucking hot. Why wouldn't they do that? Welcome on in, Player Michaelis. Did we get a shout out for Player Michaelis yet? I didn't see it because I was so focused on the puzzle, but did we get a shout out for him yet? We do. If not, can we do it again, please? Sad reacts only. Thank you for giving Player Michaelis the shout out. Ooh, Resident Evil 6. Yeah, Michael, I never played Resident Evil 6. I gotta play it sometime. The game looks so cool. So for those of you that are here, please go consider giving Player Michaelis a follow. He and I are both from Chicago. Bitch, we are from Chicago. And he did a virtual reality stream last night. He played VR Resident Evil 4 on the Oculus Quest. So if you want to see him dive into some VR Resident Evil content, go check that out. He also plays a lot of Resident Evil games in general, so if you're looking for like a Resident Evil expert, definitely check out Player Michaelis. He is basically the Resident Evil Nancy Drew. It's considered one of the worst games in the series by a few. Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. But you know what though, Michaelis, does it have a good story at least? I feel like, okay, maybe it's not the best gameplay wise, but how about the story? I mean, is the story good at least? But Spot's like, RE6 is horrible, I butt it.
Lori? Oh my gosh! I never thought you'd be the one to find me. No offense. Nadine?
Nancy Drew.
Well, as you can see, I wasn't really spirited away by ghosts or anything. That bookshelf in the dining car, you step on this thing in the floor in there, and it slides open. I practiced disappearing for weeks.
There's so many holes in Laurie Gerard's story that it confuses the hell out of me. It's not a bad game, it's a bad Resident Evil game. Oh, I see, player. Okay, that makes sense. So, it could have been better, basically. Off the walls, yeah. I've seen gameplay of it. It's very like arcade, very arcadey in the way you do things. Like it reminds me a lot of the Revelations games. It almost seems to me like they were trying to like do like a Left 4 Dead kind of thing, maybe. I don't know, but you know better than I do. After playing RE6, it makes sense why RE7 is so well loved. Yeah, that probably is the reason, because RE7 goes back to their roots. And I wonder when the Revelations games came out, because the Revelations games, were they before or after 7? The girl in the beret is giving me Regina George. I know, right? So for those of you that are just coming in, this is Laurie Gerard, and like Wava was saying earlier, she's like a Paris Hilton kind of character. And in the beginning of the game, Laurie Gerard goes missing. And we just found out right now that Laurie Gerard, she in fact is not missing. And she faked the whole thing, and we're not exactly sure why she wanted to fake it. I think it's just because she wanted someone to figure out, like, the mystery of this train for herself. Because we're on a train right now, to Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada. So, for any of you who are from Nevada, that's where we're going. But that's basically what's going on right now. Laurie is like this Paris Hilton like designed character, and she invited us all out here to like solve a mystery, and she gets herself kidnapped like, but it's all a joke, and she faked it. So she gets us all worried, but in reality, Resident Evil 7 was originally going to be a soft reboot for the series. Why we got the redesign for Chris, but they went back on it. Oh, really? RE7 is so scary. I hate the spiders, so yeah, that part is rough. They can never decide how they want that man to look. They really can't. Chris constantly seems to be getting, like, tons of, you're right, he does get a lot of redesigns, especially, like, in the future RE titles. He really does. I mean, going from, like, the past games, they're, like, aging him as they continue with the series. Resident Evil 8 Chris is hot. He really is. Marco Polo says we need a Player Me Callus and Italian Gamer Joe stream. Ooh. Well, we'll have to see. I'll have to work out a schedule with Player Me Callus and see if our schedules line up. What do you think we should play? I mean, should we do Resident Evil together? I saw that Player Me Callus did a stream with iPuppy, and they did Resident Evil 5 together. We could figure something out. We'll have to ask Player Me Callus, but we'll see. But yeah, that sounds like fun. Some good old Resident Evil content. Bring the Nancy Drew Resident Evil communities together.
So it was just all for show?
Well, not entirely. See, here's the deal. My dad wound up with this train when he bought out Noram Shipping. They'd been storing it in this old warehouse outside St. Louis for so long that everybody had just forgotten about it. Anyway, after like mass begging on my part, Dad had the train restored to working condition and got me an engineer and track permits and all that other stuff until finally, here we are, on our way to find out what happened to Jake Hurley.
Player says I just did Resident Evil 5, maybe a bit more time before visiting that one. Puppy convinced me to do RE6 tonight, which OMG, that game is an experience. RE5 is much better to me. I played RE5 and beat it. I liked Resident Evil 5, I really did. Nancy Drew in the Resident Evil universe. She would be so much like Claire. I feel like Nancy would be a lot like Claire. I feel like Nancy would survive and like be a really good character. But yeah, Michaelis, if you, Michaelis, the fans are speaking. Collab. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. I don't care. We don't have to do 5 or 6. We can figure something out. I don't remember I know the main Resident Evil games, like 1 through, whatever, but like I'm not sure about the other ones. So, I don't know. We shall see. I just wish RE5 wasn't so insensitive with how it treats Africa, like wildly so. It's a Japanese company, so don't expect much. Okay. So for those of you that are tuning into the Nancy Drew part here, Lori was saying that Jake Hurley's train that we're currently on has been in a warehouse for like decades. And Lori Gerard is famous, like she's rich, she's got unlimited money, and her father, who handles the money, basically had the train like fixed up so that it could travel to Copper Gorge, Nevada. And they got the permits, and they did everything they need to do, and now that's why we're all here on this train, because Lori was able to get the permits she needed from her dad.
Why do you need a train to find out what happened to him?
Well, see, I was one of the first people in like 100 years to set foot on this train, okay? Everything was just the way it was when Jake disappeared. Except I also found this. It's a letter that Jake wrote in 1901 to his niece back east. Huh. He was real paranoid about claim jumpers, which is why he never told anyone where his mine was. But he was also afraid something would happen to him, and no one would ever know where it was. So he wrote this letter to his only living relative, Ruth Kensington. Here, take it.
You want me to have it? Why?
Because you found me. See, in that letter, Jake tells Ruth that everything she needs to figure out where his mine is on this train. He also warns her that his wife's spirit is on the train too, which kind of creeps me out. But the thing is, to find Jake's lost mine, we need the train.
How do you know this Ruth person didn't find the mine decades ago?
Mostly because I found that letter in the wastebasket. It was like she'd gotten so ticked off, trying to follow her nutty uncle's clues, that she finally said to heck with the whole thing.
Interesting. So it seems like the treasure is still somewhere out there. And Lori Gerard decided to hide this information from all of us. Player says, I know RE5 does a lot of flack. I don't know what it does extremely wrong, but I know the criticism exists. I think my favorite was the Resident Evil 2 remaster. Player, what about the Resident Evil multiplayer games? Like, would you be up to playing one of the more multiplayer ones? Do they even exist still? I know that with Resident Evil Village, they did like a multiplayer one. Do you have any of those? Do they even exist still? Like, I know those were, I think those are like fun still. I'm trying to think of like, if I could figure out Outbreak, I'd want to revisit that one in the future. Is Outbreak the multiplayer one? It never came out. Wait, really? I thought there was a multiplayer one that came out like right after Village. Like it came out alongside Village, I thought. Like it was a multiplayer. It was supposed to before the end of last year, but it got delayed. Oh. Mira's like, wait, then what did I get with the game? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it came with a multiplayer game, similar to how like we got the other one that was multiplayer. RE Village had a multiplayer game that was coming out, but then got delayed due to major backlash from the fans. Wow, I never knew that. That's crazy. Wow, that's insane. Well, thank you for enlightening us. I just never played it. Because it looked like an actual booty, and it was being advertised as a celebration for this. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Wow. That's insane. That is insane. Capcom isn't great about... Okay, how about we just do Dead by Daylight? Let's just call it a day. We'll do a Dead by Daylight stream. And then we'll get Meat Ride into it, or whoever else wants to... Why don't we just do a Dead by Daylight stream? How about that? How about that, Michaelis? Why don't we just do that? Oh, man. I did want to revisit Operation Raccoon City, which is also multiplayer Resident Evil game, and that's all over the place. Yeah, maybe just DBD. Maybe just I mean, you know, or we could either DBD or Fortnite with Resident Evil characters. I have the Resident Evil Fortnite pack. Maybe Pinadry can still join us. Mira says I don't play. Why don't you play Resident Evil anymore?
So you want me to try to figure out where the mine is?
Uh-huh. As for the other people on board, if you want to show them that letter, go ahead. It's totally up to you. We're going to Copper Gorge because that's where Jake buried Camille, so I figured his mine might be somewhere around there too. But if you think we need to go somewhere else, you just let me know and I'll have the engineer take us there.
So Lori wants us to figure out where the treasure is, and because we found her, she's making us the new leader of the pack.
How come you didn't try to find the mine yourself?
Maybe I did. Or maybe I just thought letting other people try to find it would be a good excuse to throw a party. I like parties.
Jeez.
How well do you know your guests?
Well, I don't know you or those Harvey guys at all.
Hardy. Frank and Joe Hardy.
Whatever. I didn't know John Gray before this either,
man.
but I love his show, and I figured he'd jump at the chance to investigate an honest-to-goodness haunted train, and now that someone has finally found me, I can finally go meet him for real.
As she continues to sit on the couch for the rest of the game. Pinadry says, oh, 100%, I have Chris too. This is a surprisingly helpful character. Yeah, Lori is a lot smarter than meets the eye. She's a very, very intelligent character. She may come across as this like, oh, I'm so rich, daddy has all my money, here's my credit card, but no, she's smart. She's very smart. So to get into a room, we just had to guess the code. Yeah, Guava, it's a guess and check scenario here. And yeah, like I said before in the beginning of the stream, if any of you do want to do a Fortnite stream where we all just hang out and play Fortnite in a squad, feel free to let me know. I do really want that Spider-Man skin, so if you want to help me get that Spider-Man skin in Fortnite, please let me know. And I'm also down for DBD as well. Daddy credit card.
What about Tino Balducci?
I met Tino right after he got famous for solving those robberies. Inviting him here for this was a no-brainer. I mean, what an awesome detective. And those piercing eyes of his, you just know his mind's in there going 90 miles an hour.
Oh, jeez.
How well do you know Charlena Purcell?
I just know her from her books, which are so good. In fact, I just started reading her latest one, The Moon Tells No Lies.
50 Shades of
What
Cowboy.
I really, really like to do is write romance novels. Everybody who knows me says I'd be really good at it. In fact, a while back, I sent Charlena some ideas, just to
geez.
see what she thought.
And?
She hated them.
Of course she did.
Guess I better get to work.
As soon as you figure it out, let me know.
While I sit here on the couch and do nothing. Literally just sitting on the couch doing nothing. Doing nothing. Nancy's like, you know, fucking again. I gotta do this again. Nancy always gets the short end of the stick and has to do everything herself.
Dance floor, maybe?
So this is a dance floor. And look at these shoes. So in this puzzle, Nancy gets to like walk around with the shoes, but we don't know the sequence yet. Like we don't know what the sequence should be yet. So we can't do this puzzle yet. And then in here, guava.
Locked,
oh, never
naturally.
Mind.
I wonder how you open it.
Never mind. This is a word search puzzle, but I don't know how to solve it yet. We have to figure that out later. Spider-Man is level 90 on Battle Pass, but luckily we have plenty of time to get it as the season closes in the middle of March. Okay, Pitt. Yeah, Pitt, reach out to me. I'll DM you after the stream. We can figure something out.
I can use this to open that grate I saw in Camille's car.
Perfect. So we got ourselves a new lead. The dance routine. Yeah, there's a dance routine we have to figure out, which we don't have yet. Which we'll get at some point. I'm going to read the letter.
The 3rd of November, 1901, from somewhere in Colorado. Dear Ruth, I know that we've never met, but now that your father, my estranged brother, is gone, you are my only living relative. I am writing to you to tell you about my mind before I, too, depart this earth, and its location is lost forever. I cannot tell you outright where it is, lest this epistle fall into the wrong hands. But with the information which follows, and with my train, which shall be yours upon my death, I promise that you'll be able to find it. First, you will need a map. To obtain it, know that my travels have taken me all over this great country, to towns which can be difficult to find, to Calico, Silverado, and Central City, to Dodge City, Virginia City, and Tombstone. To locate the mine on the map, you'll need my projector. When it comes to placing the stones, you'll need to ask someone who holds a warm place in my heart. I have stored his name accordingly, but to retrieve his name, you'll have to give the dolls an order. This will require looking inside Camille's dancing shoes for the name of their maker, and wearing the shoes as you perform her favorite step on the dance floor. As for my beloved Camille, she has 4 words for you, words which, when translated into numbers and used in combination, will help power my projector. But alas, she's taken them with her to her grave. So go to Copper Gorge, Colorado, and pay your respects, and let some of her goodness rub off on you. I promised Camille that this train would always be her home. In return, she promised to never leave, and indeed she never has. People say I'm crazy, but I've seen her, and heard her, and feel her presence on the train even today, 20 years after her untimely death. So above all else, my dear niece, let nothing happen to my train. It holds wonderful things. Kindest regards, Jake Hurley.
Bluster Gay says, OMG, cute sweater. Thank you. I appreciate that. How's it going, Bluster? Hope you're having a great night. So this letter that we're reading from Jake Hurley, he basically left a letter to his niece, and they keep gold in the walls. And he's giving his niece instructions on how to find the treasure 20 years after the events of him and his wife's passing. Unfortunately, though, we just don't have... we're going to have to figure this all out, and we just don't know yet, like, what we're supposed to do. Can we talk to her again?
Yes?
Never mind.
Bye.
Keep me posted.
So there's definitely, like... We definitely have to use this train to solve the mystery.
That must be the projector Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth.
But unfortunately, we don't have anything yet, so we have to keep kind of, like, making our way through the train. So there's definitely, like, some... There's definitely some stuff we're gonna have to do to solve this. First being this color puzzle. And I took a picture of it, but I don't have it, so let me just grab the picture. Okay, silver is orange, blue, green, red, purple, and then yellow. So when we solved the puzzle, the whole thing came off and we opened it.
Looks like a pattern for some kind of dance step. Maybe I'd better keep this.
Okay, I took a picture of this as well because we're going to need that for the dance step routine for the other puzzle. And then there's a letter in here
Wilson
too.
carbide and acetylene works.
Dear Jake, I've sent you the lamps to which you should receive by the end of the month. When you get them, simply place carbide in the lower chamber, water in the upper chamber. Then use the built-in flint lighter to ignite the jet of a gas which results. As you'll see, the carbide lamp is an exceedingly practical device, especially for people in your dark and dangerous line of work. Would that you or I have invented it? In your last letter, you sounded quite despondent, old chum. I suppose this is understandable in view of your failure to strike it rich, but I am living proof for how quickly misfortune can turn into good fortune. Little did I suspect 5 years ago that my attempt to produce aluminum would instead produce calcium carbide, or that calcium carbide, when placed in water, would release acetylene? Yet suddenly, I was the surprised but happy owner of the patent for an inexpensive way of manufacturing an extremely flammable gas. Just as I became wealthy when I sold that patent, I have no doubt that you too will someday
Always your friend, Thomas
handsomely
Wilson.
rewarded for your efforts. Continue to keep me apprised of your adventures, dear friend, and never ever give up. May the lamps I sent you soon light your way to the gold you seek. Always your friend, Thomas Wilson. So I guess he bought lamps or something. They use it for welding. Oh, is that what it is? I didn't know that. Thank you for enlightening us, Barco Polo. Okay, that's pretty cool. So Nancy solved the puzzle, and she can now take the puzzle with her. Nancy can now take the puzzle with her. So we're gonna go in here, and we're gonna open
That
this
tool
up.
I saw in the caboose. I bet that's what you use to unscrew these bolts.
So what you need to do here is you need to make sure that your screws are lining up, otherwise they won't solve the puzzle. We're almost there, almost. Oh my gosh, they keep going out of place. Oh my gosh, and now it's doing all of them. We did it. Okay, we did it. I'm incredibly bad at these kinds of puzzles. That's what I'm here for. Bluster. Okay, so in this puzzle, you have to turn pipes to connect them all, but not all pipes are equal, and there's definitely some...
Here we go.
We got it. Okay, so as you can see here, we were able to fix it, and we got it working. I'm gonna look through Nancy's task list because there's probably so many tasks I can check off. Welcome on in, Captain X. Hope you're having a great night.
Finish.
All right.
Finish. I'm done
Let's
with
see,
that.
What else?
I'm done with. Can't check that off
Figure
yet.
out how you're supposed to move the painting of the eagle that's in the dining car. Yeah, we didn't do that yet.
Finish that. Haven't done that yet.
To open the lock in the sleeping car, I need to dial in 4 numbers. Yeah, we don't know those numbers yet. Go to the piano. We didn't do that yet. Figure out how to open the old cigar box. We did that.
I'm done with that.
Something tells me the scale that's built in. Okay, that we know.
Check.
Keep your eye peeled for more of those slugs.
Still have to do that.
Collect all the items. We didn't do that yet. Read the letter. Yeah, we did that.
I'm done with that.
Tell Frank and Joe Hardy that Jake Hurley apparently left the pickaxe and the lamp. We didn't do that yet. Use the weird tool. We did that.
Finish that.
Connect the pipes. We did
Finish
that.
that.
Solve the puzzle.
Still have to do that.
We didn't do that yet. Figure out what to do with the dance step.
Haven't done that yet. Still have to.
Oh yeah, and then we gotta find the gemstones. I don't think there were any gemstones in here that we saw. I'm double checking though. Yeah, there were no gemstones in here. How's your night going, Captain X? We were last playing Sea of Thieves. Beautiful game. I haven't played it recently. I gotta play it. Can we get the gemstone from here? Will Nancy be like, no?
That could be one of the gems I need. Maybe Tino will let me take a closer look.
Okay, so we're gonna have to talk to Tino first.
Well, it's the little lady detective. What do you need?
I found Lori. She was hiding in the caboose.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my god, I like how he's like, oh yeah? Like, really? Oh yeah? Jeez.
She disappeared because she wanted to see who'd find her
No one
first,
gave a shit
which
about
is why
Lori.
she left that clue behind.
That slug? I mean, I knew that slug was a clue. That's why I gave it to you. I mean, I could have found Lori no sweat. But I thought, hey, why not give somebody
Oh my
else a
God.
shot? And you came
Jeez.
through. Nice job.
Thank you.
But look, from now on, if you come across anything that may have something to do with Jake Hurley and his mind, let me know, okay? Just so I can, give you advice, help you sort things out. After all, the opportunity to work side by side with a world-famous police detective doesn't come along every day, you know.
Side by side, as you're sitting down at your desk.
Do you think I could take a closer look at that cougar statue?
What, that cigar clipper? Go ahead, take a look.
I'll bet I need this stone to build that thing in the diagram I found. But if I remove it now, Tino will know I'm onto something.
So we can't do it now.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
I just wanted to get a good look at it, that's all.
What else can I do for you?
How did you and Lori meet?
We met at a party in New York. Nice girl. Not a lot upstairs, but
Ooh.
nice girl.
Did you two go
Were they
out?
dating?
Nope, no, never went out. No.
Oh wow.
What do you think happened to Jake Hurley?
He probably died trying to work that mine of his all by himself. But I'll
I know,
let you
right?
in on a secret. I'm onto something that could crack this case wide open.
What did you find?
What did you find?
Sorry, can't go into detail. Let's just say that thanks to yours truly, what happened to Jake Hurley won't
Oh,
be a
man.
mystery much longer.
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Not a problem.
All right, so apparently Tino found something, but he won't tell us because he doesn't want to tell us yet. Everyone in this game is like so kooky. They're all just like, we found something. But meanwhile, Nancy's the one that's just like, step aside. Step aside. I'm the one that's solving the case here. Right, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Darn, the name of the shoes is so faded I can't tell what it is. Maybe Bess and George can help me figure out who made them.
Oh, that's why you need the cell phone picture, because you have to send it to them. Okay, so for this puzzle, the sequence starts off with this shoe here, this shoe here, this shoe here, and 4 here. 5 goes here, 6 goes here, 7 goes here, 8 here, 9 goes right there, and then 10 goes here. Creepy doll. What the fuck just fell on the floor? Oh, a gemstone.
Wonder how you're supposed to get this open. Guess Camille liked to collect dolls.
So as you can see, these are all the dolls in the game, and then they all have their own little like looks to them. And they all like look so interesting. For some reason I thought one of them made a noise. Like one of them made like a mama noise, but I guess not. And there's a certain order they have to be in, but I don't know what the order I don't know what the order is yet. We're gonna have to figure out what the order is. What if I just like randomly figured it out? But yeah, anyway, this is pretty much what we have to do with the dolls. We have to put them in the right, we have to know what their names are first, and then we have to put them in the right order. But unfortunately, we don't know what the order is yet, so we're gonna have to wait until we know what the order is.
Can't check that off yet. Haven't done that. Check. Can't still have to do that.
I found out who made Camille's dancing shoes, but for how? So yeah, we're gonna have to talk to Jess and George about that as well.
Yes?
I hear that Tino and you used to be an item.
How did you know that?
I'm a good detective, remember?
We went out a couple of times, yeah. As for why we stopped going out, you'd have to ask him.
Guess I better get to work.
You go, girl.
Oh my god, not Nancy being like, I heard you were an item. Oh, jeez. Nancy is, like, so perceptive. Love it. I love it. Okay. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and make our way back to one of the earlier cars of the train. Watermelon tourmaline is the pettiest and most delicious looking to me. Wait, I think I solved the case. It's the butler. It's so funny, Barco Polo. Yes, Barco Polo, the butler did it. It was the butler all along. Everyone did it. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, I know, right?
What is that?
So this is supposedly what Jake Hurley saw. So did you all see that? That's supposedly what Jake Hurley saw when he thought the train was like showing his wife. So we don't know what it is, but we just know that it's something we need. We know that it's something important. Marco Polo's like, nah, ghosts, I'm out. I'm out.
Nancy, what's with the Cheshire Cat grin?
You found Lori.
Yep, she's holed up in the caboose.
Oh, man.
And as a reward for finding her, she let me have this. It's a letter from Jake to his niece in which he leaves clues telling her how to find his mine. Only the clues are extremely obtuse.
You found Lori, you got the letter with all the clues. Guess you don't need us anymore.
Oh, Joe, quit pouting. Want any help?
Are you kidding? You bet I do.
Now you're talking.
Okay, let's see.
Balducci wants me to share everything I find out about Jake Hurley with him.
I'll bet he does.
He just doesn't want you to show him up again.
Yeah, he wants you to do all the legwork so at the last minute, bam, he can swoop in and grab all the credit.
I wouldn't tell him a thing, Nance.
Unless it's to get lost.
I know, right?
It stands to reason that the only person other than Jake who had to have known the location of Jake's mine was the engineer on Jake's train.
Very true.
Not necessarily. Jake might not have told him the exact location. Maybe he just had him drop him off somewhere nearby.
Well, still, we'd be way ahead of the game if we knew where that drop-off point was.
If the engineer had any surviving relatives, we may be in luck.
The guy died more than 100 years ago. How are we supposed to find out his name?
Maybe Charlena What's-Her-Face could tell us how to go about it.
Good idea, Frank. I'll ask her. I found a diagram for some kind of contraption that Jake designed, but to operate it, you need his pickaxe and some kind of lamp or lantern, which it looks like he gave to somebody named Buell.
Buell? Joe, show her!
Show her what?
That old picture we found!
Buell.
Okay.
We found this on the bookshelf. See? Buell's Supplies and Pawn Shop. That's gotta be the same Buell Jake gave his axe and lantern to.
Yeah,
Thanks,
100
Mira.
years ago. And the guy was a pawnbroker, Frank. The stuff's probably long gone.
Or maybe it's still somewhere in Copper Gorge.
Well, that's where we're headed, so let's just hope for the best.
Right.
See you in a bit.
Sounds good.
So there's some things we're gonna need when we get to Copper Gorge. There's some puzzles in this game that we just can't solve yet unless we get to Copper Gorge. So let me just double check though what we have to do. So we have to talk to John Gray at some point. Find who made Camille's dancing shoes by calling Bess and George. Find all the gemstones. Solve the puzzle the letters. Talk to Frank and Joe. We did
Finish that.
We didn't do that yet. We didn't do that yet. We didn't do the piano yet.
Can't check that off
We
yet.
don't know which 4 numbers yet.
Haven't done that yet.
Okay, so we've been making good progress so far. I think what I'm gonna do is I think this is a good time for me to end stream and raid someone, especially because it's after midnight. So let me go ahead and jump over to chatting. So I just want to say thank you again, everybody who came in tonight to watch me play Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. This game is really fun, and it definitely is well paced when it comes to just how much there is when it comes to the mystery and the characters and how much interrogating is involved. It's definitely one of those games. So I'm really happy to get the opportunity to play it and, you know, go through a whole other Nancy Drew game. Thank you everyone that came in tonight and for just hanging out with me on this late night stream. I am going to raid someone, and I am going to raid the person who I found the butt spot from. So we're gonna raid Prickly Fox Bear. He's a really nice LGBT streamer. He is playing Octopath Traveler, which is an RPG. Yeah, once again, thank you, Pit Injury, for coming in. I will be reaching out to you for a Fortnite conversation. Prickly Fox Bear is a really nice LGBT streamer. He streams a lot of different games, like retro games, RPGs, Nintendo. He streams Metroid. Like, he streams like everything. So he's also where I found Bloodspot from, and he's a really nice guy. So let's go ahead and raid Prickly Fox Bear and just give him a nice warm hello. I should say goodnight, really. Prickly also streams really late, like super late. So if you're looking for a streamer to lurk to while you're just getting all cozy, he definitely is a great place to go if you're getting some of that late night insomnia. But once again, thank you all so much for hanging out with Italian Gamer Joe tonight. I really appreciate the opportunity to hang out with all of you, especially on this late night. If you missed any of this stream, it will be on YouTube, so check out the VOD on YouTube and here on Twitch as well. Once again, thank you for hanging out with Italian Gamer Joe. Sweet dreams, everybody, and hope to see you for another Nancy Drew Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon stream very, very soon. Good night, everybody. Let's go raid Prickly Fox Bear.